what's his name?
Zach.
Quiet on set.
Makeup.
Wham.
I'll let everyone know.
Yeah, put a note out there. Our lead-in song is good too. I like it.
Old school Van Halen. That's what you got like.
Gotcha.
Unless we hit the wrong button.
And we do have the ASCAP license, so Facebook don't kick us off.
There you go. Nice. Yeah, it's the
Metaverse. Don't kick us off.
Metaverse. I'll tell you what. I'm trying to figure out how to get some Metaverse Bitcoin.
Let's do
Trying
this.
to figure it out.
Welcome to the Neighborhood Pulse right here, 21.6 The Net. Wherever you are in life, you always remember the neighborhood. This is the show that talks all about real estate. Hear it from the industry professionals. Host Kevin Callback from the Realty Executive Cornerstones and Eddie Martinez. Right in front of Eddie Martinez will be me, Kent Jones, from MSB, to learn all about the Neighborhood Pulse. Today, in the neighborhood, we've got mice hunters.
Seaford Holland. Welcome
Oh,
aboard, brother.
My
Thank you.
goodness.
I'll tell you, this is amazing. So we're not going to talk about this all the time, which is great. We talk about all things real estate here, and what more can be more important than keeping your home safe, and clean, and just enjoyable, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's why you buy a house, so you can enjoy it and not be afraid of being in there and stuff. So mice hunters probably stands for something, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically, mice hunters. What really sets us apart is just giving a permanent solution, and also offering like clean out services and just different things like that. So if you want to keep the house clean, or if you've had an issue in the past that you kind of want to tackle, we can help you out doing that too as well. But main thing is that a lot of the companies that are out there, they're just giving you baits and traps as options, and it's really just a control technique where we really specialize in sealing the exterior of homes. So all the imperfections of the construction on the outside of the house, if they're sealed up properly, won't allow for that mouse to go from the outside to the inside. So
What about window wells?
window wells, typically window wells are fairly good. Unless you have like rot around the top sides and things in that nature. A lot of the times customers will have animals that fall into the window well and die in the window well. And you just kind of got to go in there and pick them up. Or we tell people, if you don't want to pay us to come out and see you, take a 2x4, put it in there, and let the animal run back out of the window well. Or a stick, a log, whatever you got readily available.
Yeah, we see a lot of frogs. We see a lot of frogs down in those little window wells, and I'm kind of like, how's he going to get out of there?
Not this time of year.
No, not this time. If we see them, they're froze. They're like popsicles.
Right.
A lime
It's a
flavor.
frogsicle.
That's right. So we had Preeville had a house, and we went down over there to take a look at it, and we're in the basement over here. Take a look, take all over above us. We're looking, and it's a drop ceiling. I'm like, what the heck? I says, we might have some mice. I said, oh, okay. I says, how bad is it? You see them a lot? You ever see any? Well, yeah. So we take down one of these tiles, and all this mouse droppings and stuff. Just
rain and feces.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa. Well, you got a problem, man.
And that's when you learned how not to do it with your mouth open?
That's right.
Yes. Never do it with your mouth open. Make sure you have a hat on too as well, so it kind of protects your eyes, your nose, and your mouth.
That's right. It doesn't taste like chocolate chips.
No.
Sprinkles.
Those makes you never want to eat sprinkles again.
That's right.
That's crazy. So when somebody has an infestation of mice and critters like that, where do you start? I mean, first off, how do they find you? Do they go to a website,
Yeah, you can go on our website. You can find us. www.micehunters.com.
Okay.
You can give us a call in the office, 847-946-1584. Also shoot us an email at themicehunters@gmail.com.
That's more than one hunter. Hunters.
That's right.
Hunters,
Yeah, that's right.
plural.
Or give them a call at
Absolutely.
847-499-1008.
There you go.
Absolutely.
I can read it off.
That's good.
That was fun stuff. So yeah, where do they start? I mean, so you
So,
go there and
Yeah, I was going to say the first thing is give us a call, figure out where we're at scheduling, and
Okay.
we can also give you somewhat of general pricing because we're going to be a little different
Yeah.
than some of the other companies that are out there that are giving you control methods, signing up on quarterly package plans and things like that. Our job is to kind of free you of that and to give you a permanent solution, so that way you don't have to see us every quarter.
right.
That just means, it's not that people aren't great and we
Mhm.
don't love people. We do. Just if you don't have to see us, that just means we kind of did our job the right way.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what you need
Yeah.
to do.
That's
So-
it. And
So-
that's the other
but-
problem is, so I did ask them if they ever had anybody take a look at this. And they said, yeah, we had an exterminator over and he did like a grenade launch of some of these packs with green blocks, the
Baits.
the baits. Yeah.
Yep.
So we threw a few of those up there, but didn't really seem to solve it at all.
Right.
And then he's coming back quarterly, getting paid every quarter and this and that. And the problem never went away.
So it's just like anything. At the end of the day, is if you don't shut the doors on the outside of the house, you got a welcome mat out there. Everything's kind of welcome
Come
to
on
get
in.
back. Come on back inside of the house. So we're going to shut all those doors. It's not to say that you don't need a baiting process, because you do. That's really the first step, is to eliminate the mice that you have traveling inside of the home. But the next step is to seal the house. So this way, no new mice can physically get back in. And then you can either go as far as cleaning out above the top of those ceiling tiles, replacing those ceiling tiles. We've went as far as pulling down drywall for customers, where we
Wow.
pull down the ceiling, and it's just like you said, it kind of rains droppings and insulation and all the stuff that we typically don't go into the basement, and nobody really goes up and moves their ceiling tile unless they have an issue at
Right.
the end of the day.
Right. Right.
And they see all the feces and the droppings.
Yeah.
So we can go
That's
in,
rough.
we can vacuum all over the top of all those ceiling tiles and things like that. We can clean them up, and we can also replace the insulation if they have tunnels through your insulation, droppings, pee, just all kinds of
Fun stuff.
Delicious.
So, true or false, every home in the Midwest has mice.
I wouldn't say true, but I wouldn't say false either. And the reason why I say that is that statistically, if you look it up, it's probably 80% of Illinois has either had a problem or currently has a problem,
or
and
will have a problem.
or will have a problem in the future. And you look up rodents, and there's the wide variety of rodents too as well.
Yeah.
You have mice, you have rats, and then you have squirrels that still fall under that rodent category too.
Raccoon.
Right.
Well, that's animals, but we don't get into animals. We don't do any animals any longer. We just really we specialize in mice, rats, and bats at the end of the day. The other animals, it's just we're overwhelmed with what we have at the end of the day,
Right.
helping people.
That's
but
it.
Yeah,
Bats too. That's
Yes.
good. You got to deal with those because they're protected, right?
they are. So you can't just go in and destroy the animals. You
Right.
actually have to put in a
Bat
Oh,
cave.
Well, it's a one-way device.
Right.
It's kind of like, it's called a bat excluder. It's going to allow for the bat to fly out, but not fly back in. And then you have to seal up the entire roof line. So it's like sealing up for mice, but you're doing it on the top side
Right.
of the roof. So all those dime-size holes that mice get into, bats can get into too
Wow.
as well.
I didn't know they'd get in that
And
small.
then-
Dime size. Holy
Yes.
shit.
That's crazy.
I mean, I know dime bags, but
Whoop, whoop.
I mean, what I've heard. What I've heard.
Right, what I've heard.
And now they call them gummies.
But yeah, no, it's a bat. You mainly get what they consider it's a little brown bat, and they're a mouse with wings.
Yeah, I know, I don't like
so
those
they
either.
fly, grab
That's
onto
crazy.
I
something.
don't like those either. So
I
T,
see.
let me ask you a question. So like you were a little kid, and you were like, when I grow up, I want to be a mice guy. I want to.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Right? How does it do? How do you get into something like that?
It's tough because I grew up and my mom's boyfriend was in construction. So there was a lot of the times that I was out there and I was just a small kid and I thought that, I'd probably do construction at some particular point in time. So I kind of got the basis of how houses were built. So that gave me the knowledge to be able to fix houses. Somebody gave me a job in the animal business down in Florida. I'm from Tampa. So we used to it was really cool because I was in my 20s and I was chasing like poisonous snakes, alligators, crazy stuff.
Right.
And then in 2008, the economy really took a tank down in Florida.
Everywhere.
Right. I was going to say, we had to pick a major city. This is the major city that we chose to come to. And I just, like I said, at the end of the day is that there's a lot of companies out there offering the control method, but we want to fix the problem at the end of the day. And as long as you know the construction and how houses are built, you can usually typically eliminate and fix those problems.
I completely understand the control method because it's routine payment. You're paying them every quarter.
Yeah,
You're
it's
pay,
reoccurring revenue at
right?
the end of the
So,
day.
yeah.
So it's a
So you
really good
eliminate it.
business.
Essentially, you're trying to put yourself out of business in one sense.
Yeah.
And word of mouth, obviously, there's so many problems out there.
Yeah, 100%. So, well, a lot of the times we do also find customers that are kind of looking for general. So meaning that if you have mice in the house and then you have ants and you have mosquitoes and things like that. So a lot of those customers they're just used to using that pest control company and they're not really specializing in one particular thing.
Right.
That they're kind of like all over the place.
Sure.
So you have a guy that's trying to trap a raccoon and then spray for mosquitoes at his next job site, and then he's knocking down wasps from the eaves of a house. So he's kind of like all
spraying
over
on that
the
raccoon?
place.
Oh, shoot.
So we like to, what I'm saying, just
Absolutely.
Right on time.
That's right.
Getting better at it from the table.
There you go. That's it.
Well, of course, that sound can only mean one thing. It's time for Martinez. Eddie?
Doing something different with your hair today, Eddie, huh?
Yeah. All right. Here's the game that we're playing now. If you are purchasing a home and you're working with a mortgage lender, quit trying to spin the wheel of luck.
Right. Oh,
Not luck.
Gosh, yes.
Of luck. Okay.
Yeah.
There are so many things out there today, Kevin. The rates are all over the place, very volatile.
Yeah, absolutely.
An example is working with a gentleman who's looking at refinancing an investment property. Monday, good rate, decent rate, very, very, very little points on it, like 1.5 points, because it's an investment property.
Got it.
By the end of the week, yesterday, that's not the end of the week, but close, it went from 1.5 points to 4.5 points.
Yeah. That's
So
crazy.
if you sit and wait and you spin the wheel of luck,
Yes.
you might miss out.
Absolutely.
So listen to your mortgage professional, move quickly, and you know what? If you can live with the payment and everything feels good, lock it in.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it could mean the difference of a lot more money out of your pocket. And you say, well, what if it goes down? If it does, it does. If I had a crystal ball, I wouldn't be sitting here. But don't play the wheel of lock with the lock. If your mortgage professional says, let's lock now, give me the stuff quick and let's lock it in.
Lock it in. And again, the upside on that is maybe just a smidge, right? So you're risking a lot to maybe win a little.
To win a little.
Right. And I don't think people understand that the rates are they like the stock market. They change like
several times a day.
several times. I mean, they're always up and down throughout the day, which is crazy. So lock it in.
Right. So think of your mortgage rates like a bobber on a water.
That's right.
It's sitting there.
That's right.
Right now, if it goes down, it'll pull but you may think that it drops a lot, but it's really not. It's just on the water bobbing there. So usually they don't move a lot, but they are moving because it really has nothing to do with the Fed. It's just we're trying to guess on the investors are trying to guess
markets
what it
and all
is.
sorts of stuff.
So just don't spin the wheel. Lock.
Don't
Just
do it.
Get in. Lock her
That's
down.
it. Lock her down. I like it. I love it.
Lock her
That's
down.
it.
That's it.
So you just started this business. You've been in it about
A little over 22 years now.
22 years.
Yeah, just started fresh,
Just
wet
started.
behind the ears.
I don't know. 22 years.
22 years. Yep. So,
So-
and you're doing a great job. I see some of those reviews out there, and you're just killing it. The difference
Literally.
between right,
Right?
Literally.
Literally.
Okay.
And so we talked a little bit in the green room about you're not the same as some of the other people out there. Is
Correct.
when they call I don't want to use any names, the pest control folks, and they say
The big box
the
company.
big box companies, and they say, oh, it's $150. We'll come and we'll solve your problem for this quarter,
Mhm.
right? And maybe it does or doesn't. Is yours might be what are your typical fees for a service like this?
It differs from house to house, and the reason why it differs from house to house is because every house is constructed differently.
Right.
So at the end of the day, is the products that we put up on your house are going to change too as well.
Mhm.
So if you have siding to foundation issues, what type of siding is it? Is it hardy board? Is it aluminum? Is it vinyl?
Right.
The list kind of continues to go on and
Sure.
on and on. I can keep going, but it just really depends on the construction there again, and then what our ultimate goal is to seal your home, but keep the aesthetics of the outside of the house looking
Right.
the same too.
Sure.
Nobody wants an animal-proof house, do they?
Got a bunch of Hispanofoam sucking out of places.
And I can't tell you how many times that I go to people's houses and I have to pull out foam from everywhere,
Oh my
whether
gosh.
it be in between the siding, whether we decided to put it in the air conditioner line. We all know.
Yeah.
And if you had an issue with rodents, I'm sure you've tried it.
Yeah.
Your
That's-
foam will last for
People
a
people
couple
moved
years.
into my own house, old house, probably finding some of that.
So and to be honest with you, we custom tailor everything to everybody's house too as
Sure.
well. So we're not purchasing things
Mhm.
off of Amazon and sticking
Yeah.
them on your house. So that's
So-
a big thing too, is that we actually
Sure.
bend to fit your home.
So I'll ask the question that everybody will ask because nobody cares about their kids. What about my pets? What about
Kids
my
and
pets? You're
yeah,
you're going to be
no.
doing this with
100%.
what you do. Are my pets at harm?
There is a safe way to do things and there is a non-safe way of doing things. And I particularly, and everybody in our company, wouldn't put anything in your home that we wouldn't put in our own houses at the end of the day. I have kids as small as 6 and as old as 22. I have 2 dogs too as well. So I'm going to take all that into consideration
Mhm.
and make sure that we safely put the products inside of your house. Meaning tamper resistant boxes, things like that, above the top of the basement, on the actual the walls in the basement and things like that. You can still put product inside of homes. You may see them travel in certain specific areas. That's not to
Sure.
say that that's the only area that they're traveling at. You can put the baits and things like that in safe places and still eliminate the animals that you
Right.
have moving and traveling. But there again, like I said, guys, it's really all about sealing up the outside of the
Yeah.
house. It's whether you want to live with mice forever or if you want to shut all the doors on the outside and block them out from getting inside
it.
of your home.
Right. And that's the key.
That is the key. And we do give you a 1-year warranty with our service too as well. So it's not only that we're going to come out, we're going to fix the problem, but we're not going to say 6 months down the road that if you had an issue, we were not going to
Yeah.
come back and we're going to take care of you
Yeah,
again
retreat
too
again.
as well.
So
So
that is unique. I
Yeah.
mean, that is unique. So a lot of these places don't give you this guarantee. I had a lawn service give me a guarantee, and my lawn's worst it's ever been. I'm like, great. So I
Right.
said, well, don't you want to get rid of the
Guarantee.
mosquitoes?
Guaranteed.
I said, they'll see, well, you can spray and get rid of mosquitoes. The guy comes out, sprays the same solution. I'm going, so is that for mosquitoes too? He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, dang, I just been had.
Yeah.
But you offer that warranty, right? So now, not only after first year, you're unique and you'll give a multi-year
Correct.
warranty.
So what we do is that it's I know everybody wants a guarantee to last forever.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Right.
When you're here in the Midwest, your house is put through brutal conditions,
Oh my
meaning
gosh,
that
yeah.
you got hot, you got cold, you got wet. The list kind of goes on and on. Ice damming, just continues to go on. So the wood that I fixed this year might not look the same way 3 years from now.
Yep.
So what we do for you is that we give you the option to renew at the end of every single year. Typical houses run about $295 to renew. And what that does is it extends your guarantee for an additional 12 months. So meaning if you had an issue, we'll say 22 months down the road, we come back out. If we have to put baits back into your house, we do that. If you have a deck on the back of the house, because we pull up decks on a day-to-day basis, and we have to go underneath that deck again, well, that's exactly what we do. So
that is tough.
There's
There's no joke. I mean,
when we seal you up, we want to make sure that it is permanent. And the guys that go out there and seal your houses up, we don't subcontract anybody out. We're family owned and operated. The guys that work on your house work on all of our houses.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I've met your guys and they're amazing. They're good. They're polite. They're not going to trash your house and they're late. This is a labor intensive, sometimes, where you're digging and you're ripping up decks and you're getting full service here. Look at that handsome fellow.
Look at that guy.
Look at that. And they could always reach you. Which website here? Mice Hunters?
Yeah, it's www.micehunters.com. Take a look at it. You can find a lot of our services that we offer there. You can even find a rodent insider, which shows and goes into some of the videos of some of the houses that we have done in the past too, as well. So
how much did you pay these mice to
stand there and pose?
It was actually his
just
guy
a couple
over there.
pieces of cheese. Just a couple pieces of cheese.
Now,
there you go.
Now, all right. So you got a house, but I don't think I have. What am I looking for other than like chewed potato chip bags or something like that? What am I looking for to see if I got a rodent problem?
If you ain't baked the cake and there's chocolate sprinkles on your counter,
oh man, that's Zach's famous saying in one of our videos. You've got mice. So the best way for me to explain it is it's all the unfinished areas in the house. These are where the animals really want to be at. Obviously, you really notice something when they become prevalent in your kitchen areas and things of that nature. You find droppings, you find, things chewed into. But if you go into any of the unfinished areas and you look up at your insulation and you start to see quarter-size holes through your insulation. Same thing with your attic insulation, but most of our customers never go into our attics. We're usually probably the first person in 10 years has been inside of their attic. But those are all telltale signs. You find, quarter-size holes through the insulation. You'll find droppings typically around the perimeter walls of unfinished areas. Sump pumps, different things in that nature. Look down. Those are not chocolate sprinkles. Those are, mouse droppings.
Wow.
If they're a size of a grain of rice and they're elongated and they're dark in color, mice droppings.
Yeah, mice
droppings. So what about what I've had a problem with last year? Sorry I didn't call you, but we rectified it. I think so far is those little. They're so cute. They run around you're outside. Chipmunks.
Oh, chipmunks.
Those things look so cute, man. I'm not liking them.
You deal with
them?
It's not. We can help you out to a certain extent. We're not a animal trapping company. A lot of the times they'll trap them in live cages and then take them away. Now, if you have them digging underneath like an air conditioner pad or a stoop of sorts, or going underneath your, as long as you have like an actual solid foundation under a shed or something like that, a lot of times what we do to be able to block those animals from going underneath there, because typically what happens is that they're going to move the gravel, and then now things are going to start to shift. So now you're going to start to get cracks in your sidewalk and things in that nature. So what we do is we dig down 12 to 16 inches and we install a mesh barrier and we attach it with concrete screws, or if it's wood like a deck or something along those lines, we attach it to the deck. And we use proper products. Chipmunks, 1/2-inch mesh. Mice, you have to use a 1/4-inch mesh because they'll shoot through the 1/2-inch mesh.
Wow,
So
there you go.
every animal's.
How do you learn this stuff? Why do you know this stuff? That's crazy.
It's just-
Mouse 101.
Right, I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say many years of doing it and
Right.
trial and error.
Right.
So you go out there, you put the wrong stuff up, and they chew through it, and you're like,
Yeah.
man, I got to go back out here and do this for free.
You're
Okay,
right.
let's not do this again.
Son of a-
I got to pay the guys to go back out again. No.
That's it. And that's it. And that warranty is so important because things do change over time. Things settle,
Absolutely.
things move. It's kind of like a waistline, right? You don't wear the same pants anymore.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
give me a guarantee.
I
to
was
keep me
gonna
at
say
certain-
20 years ago, and now different waistlines.
I'm going through. I love the hat. I'm wondering how I get a hat. I don't see any swag on your.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
on
no, we
your
don't usually
website.
have the swag because most of our customers, I'd be honest with you, they don't want you rolling up in a big mouse truck at the end of the day.
Right.
So I can't tell you how many times we get phone calls and like, what type of truck are you coming in? Is it gonna have like mouse ears and tail hanging out of the back?
Right.
Like, absolutely not. We don't have our
Discreet.
vehicles are not logoed.
Not
This
coming in
way-
with a bullhorn.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna be getting rid of the mice over there at the Jones house. Everybody,
There you
keep your
go.
kids
That's
inside.
right. Neighbors, get ready. You got somebody coming over.
Right? Well, and at the end of the day, is that when you see those big name companies, I'm not going
That's
to
right.
name them,
Yeah.
they're sitting out in front.
Roto Rooter
I
comes
was
in.
going
You
to
know
say,
you got a plumbing problem.
everybody knows that
Right.
there's something going on there. We give just a long time ago, I had a customer sit down and they were like, we're really so glad that you come up and it's just a normal truck at the end of the day and it doesn't have everything
Right.
plastered all over it.
Right.
So we kind of ran with it. And
Yeah.
we've been running with it since. So all of our vehicles, they just look like typical everyday construction trucks.
Yeah.
With a couple ladders on the top of them and things like that. So our
No.
customers, I believe,
But
are
I do
happier.
I do need one of your hats.
Okay. We
Those
can
are-
make
yeah.
that happen. I don't know.
I-
Depends on how big your head is. I was going to say, I might have to order them.
Maybe. That might-
There goes Bill.
I'm usually- I'm
The
usually
large,
an XL.
extra large. I
Yeah.
was going to say,
Yeah.
one of our guys that he's our manager, Jason. He's like 6 foot. What is he, like 6'7"?
Ooh, wee.
6'5",
Yeah,
6'4",
that's a
6'5".
big dude.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and he wears the large, extra large. So,
Yeah.
but he usually gets those pretty quick. But yeah, we work something out
Yeah,
of the
that's
hat.
me
But you
too.
got to wear it.
Oh, I'll wear it right here.
Okay.
I'll wear it on
We're
shows.
showing.
There you go.
I was wearing restoration ones earlier today.
Nice.
There you go. Love it. Yep.
You know,
That's
absolutely.
cool. That's great, crazy stuff. So now, like when we sell a house or we list a house, we say, "Hey, just sold," and we send postcards all over the neighborhood saying, "Hey, we just sold the house over here. We'd love to sell your house if you're thinking about selling." Do you do that? You treat a house and then do you blitz the neighborhood because how does that work? Is it like if this guy has mice, then this guy probably has mice, or is it like, well, that guy has it's isolated. There's no good like
It could.
situation.
We don't really go in and blast neighborhoods
Yeah.
at the end of the day. We're a niche in the industry.
Sure.
So to be honest with you, we're really busy. So we don't.
That's it.
I
Word of
mean,
mouth and
it's-
website.
It's pretty much
Yeah.
word of mouth and website
awesome.
and reviews at the end of the day. We invite you to go on and take a look at what people say about us because, even Zach, his dad's a carpenter.
Hmm.
Zach, what'd your dad tell me or tell you that couldn't never happen?
Never rodent proof a home.
So, and
Could
we've
never.
been, I was going to say, we've been doing it for
Right.
That's right.
Mice Hunters. We've been in business since 2013. So next year will be our 10-year anniversary doing this. So,
All right.
and we've, have customers from 10 years ago that 9 years ago in a couple months.
Right, right.
All right. That don't have issues with mice.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Well, and here's another big, probably misconception. Now, again, at least in northern Illinois, in this area, we're starting to see a lot more new construction. Right? And people are like, "Oh, my house is brand new," and your house was just built in a field
Right.
where the mice ran free.
You just went in and plowed this cornfield or soy
Right.
field down and put houses here. Gee, I wonder what lives in those fields.
Right. And by the way, this thing was built all through the winter, and they threw the insulation up, but no doors. Guess where the
Yeah.
mice went?
Yeah.
They were
That's
looking
for
for
sure.
something warm.
Well, it's just like anything. You go in, you destroy a habitat. You got to figure out. You
Right.
got to live.
Where they're gonna
you gotta
go.
survive. So
That's it.
they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you may think it's tight, right? Because it's brand new.
Oh,
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not to take away from anybody that does any type of construction at the end of the day. I don't replace roofs, so I don't claim to know
Sure.
enough about replacing roofs. But there is just a lot of things that are missed and construction gaps with just the standard things that go onto houses that they're pre-made with the gaps.
mhm.
Yeah.
And
Right.
thank goodness they are.
Right, that's right, that's right, that's right.
Well, I mean, because I'm just thinking of some of the building around here, and they were working on the subfloors and whatnot when it was snowing.
Mhm.
There's some ice, there's some freezing that's going on,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it may be tight then, but
Yeah.
come June,
yeah.
maybe not so tight anymore.
Absolutely.
And it's a brand new house. It's not bad construction. It's just that's the truth of the matter.
That's
no,
true.
100%.
Yeah.
Like I said, when it comes from the manufacturer and how it is that it's installed on houses, it's not that they're doing anything wrong. They're not doing anything
No,
wrong.
lumber
There's
dries
just-
out,
I
it's-
was going to
yeah.
say, there's just
Yeah.
gaps, and
Yeah.
those areas just need
And
to
they-
be sealed up.
They do
properly.
quality work. We saw
Yeah.
a lot of the new construction
Absolutely.
in the
Yeah.
area here and across the country is the same as, like you said, things expand and they contract. And that's why, a builder's going to give you that 12-month. They're going to come back in 12 months and say, hey, here's your punch list. What did we miss? What did you notice?
Yeah.
Where they're going to repaint, they're going to put in some nail pops. They're going to take care of those items
Mhm.
for you.
Yeah.
So it's great to have resources like yours that they can count on too.
But just because it's
So-
new, don't think that it's clean.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Just because clean doesn't mean it's
Here we go.
perfect. Here
Of course, I can only mean one thing this time of the show. It's time for Freedom Friday.
Freedom Friday. Chains that break you, baby. I tell you that. Whatever the chains are, break them today. Today is Freedom Friday. So we're gonna come at you today, Hulkster style, brothers. Come on now. We got the Hulkster going. We got the shirt over there. We're going on. Come on, brothers. Yeah. All right,
Randy
Hulksters.
Savage.
Listen to me here. If you're in debt, you need to get out of debt. If you got too much credit, too much stuff, get rid of your stuff. Get your credit better. Get your debt to income ratio fixed. If you're having a hard time making ends meet, you can't buy a house right now. You're stuck in a rental. Rent is a 4-letter word, but it's okay from time to time. You should be buying a house. Your long-term financial picture will look much better when you own a home. And the nice thing about that is we have resources. If you're behind, get on Ramsey Solutions or reach out to us. We'll get you into Financial Peace University. We'll teach you how to get rid of that debt, get yourself fixed up, and get you into a home. They say that people that are renters have less than $1,000 in the bank at any
Yeah.
given time.
Yeah, true.
The net value of somebody who owns a home, much greater, much better solidity.
Yeah.
So that's true. Owning a home is important. It's very important. So
It is.
got to have some place to live, and you got to get the money from MSB, McHenry Savings Bank, and move it in. From Eddie Martinez right here.
That's it. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
We're sitting here today with Tiford Holland with Mice Hunters, micehunters.com. And he has a lot of tips and solutions for fixing problems that a lot of people don't want to talk about, which is mice, bats, and rats. Is that the three
No.
categories?
Now, the out there on the interweb, on
Good old interweb.
on the interweb at micehunters.com. So it's mice hunters, more than one hunter.
That's
Yep.
right.
.com.
Plural.
You've got Chicagoland area. What area do you cover?
So mainly we cover from the north Chicago to Lake Bluff. We cover mainly the North Shore.
Mhm.
One of our areas where we park our trucks at, we're located out of Northbrook, and then our other office location is in Wonder Lake, which is really close to here. So we do cover these areas out here too as well, but mainly I was going to say the North Shore is where
Gotcha.
our typical
It's where the
well,
mice are.
it's where our
Okay.
stomping grounds are. That's where we've been for the
I see.
longest amount of time.
I see. Been working the North Shore.
Yeah.
Moved all the mice out of the North Shore area. Puts an office over here in the western suburbs.
There
going,
you go.
That's where all the mice went. They should be.
Pushing. That way it's closer to me. I don't have to drive as far.
That's right. Especially with gas
That's a-
prices.
I was going to
tell
say
you.
that's an hour and 15-minute commute every day.
Every
That's right.
day. Every day. Absolutely. Good stuff. And you can go out on to your website at micehunters.com. You can see what kind of services they do. You can contact them. You can set up. Do you call it a consult, or what? I mean, what do you do? Do I
It's an
call
est-
you?
Yeah,
so
I
how
was
do
gonna
do
say
that?
it's an estimate. So what happens is you'll call the office. You 90% of the time get me on the telephone. I'm usually always the guy that answers. I will set up a time to come out, take a look at the house for you, and then kind of go over things and figure what the best route is. And everybody's needs are different, so we there again custom fit things where your other big box companies are, hey, this is what we have, you can choose this,
Right.
or
Or
you
not.
cannot choose this.
Right.
Where we'll work with people,
Yeah.
because you have some people that they don't want traps, they don't want baits inside your house. That's perfectly fine. We can still come out, we can still seal the house at the end of the day. You may have somebody stuck inside that you'll have to get rid of, and you'll have to rely on that either glue board,
Oh,
snap trap, or humane trap.
I'm gonna
However
start
you would
doing-
like
Or
to
you may smell it
do
inside
or
the
you
wall.
may
It's-
smell it inside of the wall.
What?
But like I said, at the end of the day, is it's fixing the problem
Yeah.
versus
We should start
controlling
a cat rental business.
That's
They
right.
actually have those in
Do
the
they
city
really?
of
Is that
Get
right?
outta
Chicago.
here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can get a feral cat down in the city of Chicago because the rats are so bad down there.
Wow.
And typically it doesn't really work that well. I've spoke with a couple of customers that have
Them
tried
rats,
it.
them-
It's
them
really
rats is-
hard to keep, it's when you open the cage up, and even though you put food back, it's a feral cat. So
Right.
it's kind of gone.
That's
Um, it works sometimes, but at the end of the day, is if you're feeding the cat, he might not be hungry enough to eat a rat. Rat don't have salt and
Them-
pepper
them-
on it.
no,
Don't taste
yeah,
like
that's it.
Friskies.
How do you know?
Them-
How do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah. And them
I can
Chicago
only
rats-
imagine.
Them Chicago rats say, "Hey, thanks for dropping this cat off."
Right?
That's right.
I
That's
have
good
seen
eating.
I was hungry.
Chicago rats we were working on a house, and the rat was big enough that he got caught in a raccoon trap.
Wow.
So we
What?
pulled him out of a
Oh, hell
customer's
no.
basement, and
Mm.
he was big enough to fit. He couldn't get out of the raccoon cage.
Wow.
And the raccoon cage has got, it's got pretty good size openings in there, So, but
Nope.
yeah,
That's
no,
it. So
Nope.
for people that
Mm.
with this show is listened to across the United States and actually across the globe, we have people in Singapore. Ted checks in regularly.
okay.
So somebody who doesn't have a source like yours, what tips can you give somebody like, hey,
Oh, that's
listen,
a
we
great
got mice, we don't have anybody to deal with it. How do we get started? What can we do by ourselves without having a service like yours?
What the best thing to do is to get familiar with the exterior of your home. There's so many people out there that don't take that extra 5-10 minutes to walk around their house. There may be an air conditioner line where an AC guy came in and replaced the line, and it was 5 o'clock somewhere,
Right.
and it was Friday, and he
Friday.
had to get out of there, and he forgot to use a caulking agency or a silicone agency to fill that hole up. Those are the easy things that you can find as a homeowner and fix those areas.
Right.
Not to say that you can't find our products, but a lot of the easier products that you can find, you can go on Amazon, and it's a product called Excluder that you can shove in between the siding and the foundation. You just have to attach it with something, whether it be a caulking agency or
Okay.
something along those lines. We don't particularly use that product because there again, we custom cut and fit
Right.
to your home. But these are good steps that you can use. But at the end of the day is that get a treatment inside of the house, whether you're using snap traps or whether you're using a baiting process. Make sure you do it safely.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
use common sense at the end of the day. And the reason why I say this is I got a pretty good story for you guys. I initially got here, like I said, it was like 2008. And the company that I was working for at the time, we did a lot of work on the south side. We were in a neighborhood, and it was, I call it a scum lord,
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
say. He had a 3 flat that was down there, had 3 different families living in that 3 flat. And the rats were so bad
Wow.
that they were actually going into the cribs where the babies were sleeping, and they were actually chewing the nipples off of the bottles. And the guy never did anything to help
Wow.
these people out.
Whoa.
So it's like, whoa.
Yeah, right.
And this is like my first year here, and I'm like, welcome to Chicago.
That's
All
right.
right.
That's right. Luckily enough,
What?
it got better than that. That
Yes.
wasn't the norm.
Some brave
That
ass
was
rats.
that was not the norm, but it was very shocking because when you're in our type of business, a lot of it's detecting what is going on. So you're like a detective
Mhm.
Right.
when you go in there. It's like you're trying to figure out where it is that they're coming into and then basically solving it and putting together a plan to fix those problems at the end of the day. So they have absolutely found a way from the outside to get inside of your house.
Right.
I get a lot of customers call me up and say, "Hey, I've never had mice and I've been in this house for 30 years and now I got mice." Well, because something is different, something is opened, something has changed. So if you don't fix that, because all animals run off of scent trails at the end of the day, take a
Right.
dog on a walk. Why does he want to pee on the same bush that every other dog pees on?
Yeah,
Because he
marking.
smells dogs have been there.
Right.
So same thing with mice. Mice are going to have a very acute sense of smell. Rats, whatever the case may be, they're going to smell that other animals have been there. So they're going to exploit those areas. And then also take into consideration in the winter months, your house tells on you. So meaning that
Yeah.
when you heat your home, heat comes
Yeah.
out of your house and all the imperfections. Those
Yeah.
guys are walking around
For
and it's
some warm.
10 degrees
That's right.
outside and 80 or 60, 70 degrees inside. I'm going to find my way
That's
inside.
right. Yeah, you feel that? I feel that. Hey, that feels right. Hey, buddy. Hey, tell
Hey,
tell
tell
George.
Tom, tell Jerry.
That's right. We got one over here. We got one.
That is crazy.
All right. So finish the sentence if you can for me, T. If you have one mouse in the house, you have blank mice in the house.
Why we are called mice hunters versus mouse hunters. Usually, typically, you never just have one. They're social animals. You have to take into consideration a female mouse has anywhere between 2 and 7 pups, and she is having babies every 32 days.
What?
Wow.
She lives to be
That
about a
little-
year and a half to 2 years old. They don't live to be very long, but they
If I was
definitely
putting
make up
babies
for.
out like that, I wouldn't either.
I was going to say reproduction.
Oh, I'm done.
So yes,
Gotcha.
and then the little baby mouse that's just born in 38 days, she's ready to start having kids
Wow.
too.
38
So
days.
that's
A
how
month.
Crazy.
fast.
That's crazy.
A month.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So that's why you can maybe have 1 or 2, and
Or
then you
100.
have 100.
That's right.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's
So-
crazy.
Wow.
That's a lot of babies. A lot of
A lot of
babies.
babies.
A lot of problems, right? So that's
All
crazy.
right. So here's another question that I got for you that someone gave me before the show. Nowadays, you'll see on garage doors, right? So we got now 3 car garages, 4 car garages, and sometimes that concrete settles, so the door doesn't come all the way down. How do you guys handle that?
We tell you to call a mud
Go to the
jack.
garage door.
A mud jacker.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
and the reason being is because at the end of the day is that we can help you kind of keep them out of the garage, but you have a working part.
Mhm.
And with that garage door, when you watch it go down, it has to move back and forth. So
Mhm.
you have rubber stripping
Yep.
that goes around
Right.
the 3 sides of your garage, the
Yeah.
top, the left, and the right. So that has to push out and then kind of come back in and kind of settle back down. So there are products out there that they take the bottom stripping and they'll put a meshing inside of it, like a stainless steel meshing. I want to say it's called like rodent excluder, something. Right off the top of my head, I don't know without taking a look at it. You can usually typically find it on Home Depot's website. That I can tell you if you're having issues with the inside of the garage area. But it's just garages. When we seal your house, we're keeping them from the interior. I can't promise to keep them out of the interior. I've worked with customers. It seems like it's always Chicago. I know it. But the rats got into a very high-end car and did about $20,000 worth of damage of chewing up the wiring harnesses, got
Yeah.
into the car, did really a
Why
lot
do
of
they
damage.
go after the wiring harnesses? What's that about?
It's tough to say, but what I found out, one of my neighbors is a cable guy, and I found out through him that actually the wires that they're putting up, started to use a soy product to go over the top of the wires. So I don't know if it's the smell of the
smell.
soy over the top of the bare wires, and that's the reason why they're eating it. But a lot of those newer wires and things like that, they're using a soy-based product. So,
Ooh, that's shocking. Oh,
Right.
whoa, that's
right? Shocking. So, to answer your question, it's really tough to keep them out of the garage. Yes, you can do a couple of things, but if you have kids, I'd love
Doors
to keep
up,
my
up,
garage
up,
door.
up, 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 up.
I go out there at 8 o'clock at night before
Why
I
is
go to
this
bed,
open?
and I'm like, why is the garage door open?
That's right. That's
So,
right. And I tell you, and if you're having problems with mice, rats, bats, and you're not in our area, you know, obviously if you're around here, get a hold of Tiford Holland at the Mice Hunters. You can get a hold of them at 847-946-1584 or 847-499-1008. But look for qualified professionals in your area that can help you. And if not, call Tiford, see if you can start a chain.
yeah,
Get
make
this
sure
going.
they're licensed at the end of the day.
Right.
And you're not just dealing with somebody that decided to start up a pest control company out of their backyard.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Amen.
right?
Amen.
There's
So-
too many stories, right? Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
That's right.
And that's it.
You like your house, so do rodents. So
Amen. That's it.
they like, man, maybe they lived there before you did.
That's right. That's right.
We were like, we've been here 20 years before you were here.
That's right.
You guys moved into
That's right.
our space.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right. Of course, check them out at www.micehunters.com. Of course, we are on the back end of this here
Amen.
episode as well. Can't thank you enough for being here. Absolutely appreciate you
Appreciate
and
you
what
guys
you
having
do.
me.
And you're welcome back anytime, guys. So come on
Awesome.
back whenever you're in the neighborhood.
And don't forget those hats.
That's
Don't
right.
forget the hats and shirts. I'm gonna make you guys wear them around. You
I
guys are
would-
gonna be my
Hey.
my walking around billboard.
I'm a swag whore. Trust me.
Sounds good.
I'll wear it. I'll wear it proud too.
There you go.
That's it. All right. For all of us here at the Neighborhood Pulse, thanks for getting stuck in the net. Come back at 3. Hang out within the know with Steph and Joe.
Freedom Friday, baby. Break the chains that bind you.